Hey, what's up guys? Today I'm playing New World and I wanted to show you all how to increase your carrying capacity at a pretty low level. Um, it's a little difficult to do this, it requires a decent amount of grinding, but it's well worth it in the end. As you can see, this bag that I have provides me with over 200 encumbrance, because it has the extra pockets perk on it. I'm going to show you guys how to get this and all the skill levels that you need to have, and also provide you guys with the percentages on what the chances of getting the perk item to drop are. So if you want to do this at a very low level, you'll be making the coarse leather bag. I honestly don't recommend doing this. I would wait until you get the rugged leather bag. The coarse leather bag doesn't really require any leveling in your skills to make this. You just need a minor rune of holding, which requires you to be faction level 1. So if you decide you want the rugged leather bag, what you're going to want to do is level up your leathering to 50, your armoring to 50, and your weaving to 50. The smelting isn't going to matter because you'll be using void metal, which will provide the highest potential gear score. You're also going to need the major rune of holding, which you get from faction level 2. So in all, you're going to have to be at least level 24 to craft this, because you'll have to go complete the trial of the scrivener through your faction. So after all, you have all this stuff, your skills are all level 50, you're going to want to get the Sliver of Addison, which is what gets you the extra pockets perk. This is very difficult to get, it takes a lot of time. If you have a higher level of mining skill, so as you can see, mine's level 116, it's going to give you a higher potential chance of getting it. All you have to do is mine boulders, but you have to have the herb roasted potatoes on, which increases your luck when mining by 1400 points for 25 minutes. To get the herb roasted potatoes, all you need is 1 potato, 1 honey, 1 butter, and 1 cinnamon. You can get the cinnamon by harvesting hyssop plants, or it just says herbs when you go up to them. That provides you with all kinds of things like cinnamon, dill, nutmeg, just all that weird stuff to get that recipe. It's also worth mentioning that in order to get this rugged leather bag, the town's outfitting station has to be tier 3. The current one I'm in is only tier 2. So in order to find out if a town has outfitting tier 3, you'll just click on it and then you can see everything. So here's the outfitting, it says tier 2. I happen to know that up here at Brightwood, it's tier 3 because that's where I made this last bag. So make sure you're at a tier 3 outfitting station to make it. When you get to the point where you're going to go ahead and try to get the Sliver of Addison, I recommend trying to find some reinforced mining luck equipment, which increases your mining gain by 2.6% chance for finding rare items. So I'll go ahead and take that with me when I go to get this Sliver of Addison. So while I'm sitting here mining, I'm going to go ahead and tell you all the potential to actually get the Sliver of Addison. If your mining level is 0, it's going to be a 0.03% chance, and that's only if you have the luck food on. You will have no chance of getting this without the luck food. When you have the luck food on, the mining at 0 is going to be a 0.03%. The mining at 50 is going to be a 0.04%. And the mining at level 100 is going to be a 0.05%. And it's about a 0.01% increase with each piece of armor that has the reinforced mining perk. It's also worth mentioning that while you're doing this, you'll be gaining a ton of mining XP. I just recommend while you're doing this, just drop the stone you get. If you want to keep taking it back to increase your stone cutting leveling, that's okay too, but I think it just takes too much time and wastes the time of your food, so I wouldn't recommend doing that. Doing this is likely going to take you a pretty decent amount of time to do. In all honesty though, you could get really lucky. It's entirely random that it drops, so you could come out here and mine 2 boulders and get it right off the start, or you could sit there and mine for hours and not get it. It's truly just random, but once you get it, it's so worth it. So I recommend taking the time to do this. If you're wondering just how useful having these increased carrying capacity bags are, you can see that my carrying capacity is only half filled out, and I'm sitting at over almost 1,000 stone right now. So it greatly increases your carrying capacity, pretty much doubles it honestly. So it's definitely worth taking the time to get it. Sliver of Adamant. So you can also get slivers of adamant. This just increases durability by 25%. I personally think this is a useless perk. Just taking up a slot that you could be using something much better. So to each their own though. I feel like repairing is not that big of a deal. Finally encumbered. 1907 stone later. Let's go ahead and drop all that and start over. Hey, there we go, Sliver of Addison. Now that we have the Sliver of Addison, we can go ahead and craft the bag. So I'm going to go ahead and do that. And I'm going to list everything that you need to have in order to make the bag and the materials. So let's get to it. Okay, so here we are at the outfitting station. I'm a little short on leather, I'll just buy some. And you also need void metal. I forgot to mention this earlier. Void metal you can rarely get from mining iron veins, but I kind of just recommend buying it because that drop is pretty uncommon. You could also get it from, I believe it's just the loot that you find around towns, the crafting supplies. So you have a chance of getting void metal that way as well, but it doesn't drop very often, so I just recommend buying it. Don't forget that your faction needs to be tier 2 in order to buy the major rune of holding. It's going to cost you 3,000 syndicate tokens if you're, well, faction tokens I should say, and 500 gold. Alright, here we are. We have everything for the second bag. So I'm going to go through a list of everything that you need in order to get this, so you're able to make sure that when you go to get it, you're able to achieve it. It's quite a bit of stuff, so your leathering needs to be 50, your armoring needs to be 50, your weaving needs to be 50. The smelting doesn't matter, you're just going to either buy void metal or go try to farm it by mining iron or trying to get it through the crafting boxes that you can find in towns. You're going to need to have your faction level 2 in order to get the major rune of holding. And then you're also going to need to craft the, shoot, I can't remember what it's called. The herb roasted potatoes in order to get the mining luck for 25 minutes. Once you have all of that, you should be able to get it. Having a higher mining level will increase your chances, so it's good to have a higher mining level before you try to do this. That being said, I'm going to go ahead and craft it. You'll get that second perk as well, so I highly doubt that you could get another extra pockets from that, but I don't really know, so we'll see what I get. Reduces the weight of weapons and ammunition by 7.2%. That's pretty nice, actually. Alright, so once I hit level 30, I'm going to have another 200 encumbrance, which will bring my carry weight up to 600. I'm telling you guys right now that if you do this, it is so worth it. Think of all the times you had to return to base because you're encumbered and you're just sitting there carrying so much stuff. I'm about to be level 30 and I'll probably have one of the highest carrying capacities in the game at the moment. There's people up in the 50s already, so it's worth doing. It just takes a bit of time, but once you do it, it's so worth it. Alright you guys, that's going to be it for this video. I hope you found this guide helpful. If you decide to go ahead and try to get these bags, take the time. It's not something that's going to happen really fast. It takes a lot of grinding. Get your mining skill up. Make sure you have all the requirements, your factions level 2 and all that stuff that I listed before. I hope you guys like this video. Please leave a like and subscribe.